Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the Home Weather Office on this Thursday morning. Is now the 27th day of June 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the Home Weather Office. As I look out the window of the Home Weather Office this morning, it's bright and sunny, not a cloud to be found. The clouds we had seen the last couple of days now long gone. The precipitable water, the amount of water in the atmosphere has dropped, so we won't be seeing the threat of any afternoon thunderstorms. What we are going to be tracking is warmer temperatures, and eventually, it looks like next week could bring a heat wave to Northern California, so I'll detail that. Also, keeping track of the warm weather, it has been a very warm month of June so far. Downtown Sacramento has already had 19 days with temperatures at or above 90 degrees. Now, the record, let me just check, record for the number of 90-degree days in the month of June is 23. We did that back in 1985, and we're already at 19. So I do think we could get to that with warm weather expected over the next couple of days. So it's not your imagination. It has been a very warm month of June, and we do have some hotter days ahead. This morning, we have mainly clear skies. The marine layer starting to go away. You might remember yesterday, we had the marine layer solidly up and down the coast, and you can see it now starting to get scoured away. Also, just keep an eye on this complex of fires that is burning east of Clovis. I believe these are all started by lightning strikes down in here, and, well, we'll just have to pay attention to the wind direction the next couple of days, see if some of that smoke begins to come up toward Mariposa and Tuolumne counties, but that complex of fires is likely going to keep burning for a little while, at least the next few days. Other than that, any weather systems coming off the Pacific are going to get steered well off to our north. So let's talk a little bit about the marine layer here. I showed it to you yesterday with the Fort Ord profiler. And again, for those of you not familiar with what we're looking at here, this is from the surface up to about 3,000 or 4,000 feet. And what you're looking at here are the temperatures. So this was 24 hours ago, yesterday morning. The marine layer was up here close to 2,000 feet, which is great for the valley. Stayed there yesterday, helping to keep temperatures really moderate, only making in the low 90s. But then during the overnight, you'll see how the marine layer started to get squashed, and now it's closer to about 1,000 feet. So you saw it on the satellite, you see it here. Less marine layer, that means more in the way of warmer weather coming our way. Less influence from the delta breeze. All right, so let's take a look at the big picture here. The 500 millibar chart showing the flow up around 18,000 feet. Little trough going by, but with less marine layer, that means temperatures will be warming up. As we head through the weekend, our temperatures will likely at least be in the range of the mid-90s, but nothing too hot. Overnight lows will still be in the low 60s up and down the valley. So that'll get us through the weekend. As we get into the day on Monday, things begin to shift just a little bit. This is Monday. So the weather system's going by to our east, a high building in from the west, a little bit of a north flow developing. We'll likely start to see an offshore wind, and that begins the warming. We could be up around 100 degrees on Monday. It's beyond that we really get into some of the hotter weather. We've talked about the placement of the high before during the summertime. And as we get toward the 4th of July and the 5th of July, we get into, well, what looks like a pretty hot pattern. We have the high solidly overhead, and that means just a dome of heat. What you'd like to see is the placement of the high farther to the east over New Mexico and Colorado, allowing more southwesterly flow. But let's see, which day is this? This is up to Thursday and Friday of next week. Big high, temperatures in the valley likely to exceed 105. So for more on that, let me show you how the models are showing this. And what I'm going to show you here are the temperatures up around 5,000 feet. And this acts as a good proxy for the overall warming of the atmosphere. This is this afternoon, and what we'll have are temperatures around 18, 19 degrees Celsius. Let's round it up to 20. 20, that gives you a temperature, 40, 36. That's in the mid-60s, let's say. Yeah, that's about the mid to upper 60s. I think 20 is 68 degrees. As we get into the day, I'm going to go all the way out to Saturday afternoon. Instead of being around 19 or 20, these temperatures are now around 22 or 23. And then as we get into the day Monday, let's go to Monday afternoon. Monday, these temperatures are now up around, around 25, 28 degrees. That's going to be good enough, as well as with an offshore flow, good enough to get you temperatures up around 100 degrees or so. And then if we got to the 4th of July and the 5th of July, Then we have temperatures aloft at 5,000 feet that are up around 28 to 30 degrees. 30 degrees, that's temperatures in the mid 80s in the valley at 5,000 feet. And yeah, that just gives you temperatures in the valley that are going to be up around 105 or higher, depending on what the onshore breeze does. So yeah, next week does have the potential to be hot. And of course, we are planning 4th of July next week. And I'm sure a lot of folks are going to be doing all sorts of outdoor activities. But yeah, if we're going to be having afternoon temperatures around 105, 108, something like that, the exact number will have to get dialed in. Either way, though, it's going to be hot. So plan around that for the end of next week. This weekend, comfortable. Next weekend, let's say the 4th of July, the Thursday through next weekend, all of those temperatures could be quite hot in the valley. So plan accordingly as you go ahead and make your 4th of July plans. Shade, water, and if you're going to be by the water, areas like the rivers, stay very careful because those waters are still very cold and running pretty swiftly. So that's everything I've got for you on this Thursday morning. It should be a beautiful day, warm but not too hot. And yeah, make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.